Good morning.
Good morning.
Everyone, welcome back to another episode of Brews and Benefits, our monthly chat about what you really need to know in the insurance industry.
So today we're going to talk about some big changes that are coming to the under 65 market. So like the marketplace, short-term plans, we're going to talk about all of that.
Okay.
The first thing we could hit on is that the marketplace is going to be expanding the subsidies through 2029. They were set to end this year, but they're going to keep going. So that's a good thing.
And just quickly, just a quick explanation 101 on subsidies is if you make between a certain income, there's a threshold minimum to a maximum amount of income, and you make your income is between in that range, then the subsidy is paid by the government to help you with your premium tax credit. So through CMS, it's the Department of Health and Human Services. Anyway, you get the subsidy that helps. So if your premium is $600, you may qualify for a $300 premium tax credit. So then that subsidy is applied to the $600, and the remaining balance is $300, and you would be responsible for the $300. Sometimes the subsidy can cover the entire premium. You might get a $600 subsidy, and that way you pay zero for your plan because you're getting a subsidy that covers your premium, your insurance premium. So,
Right.
subsidies are extended, right?
They are. Yep. 2029. And I know some people that we talk to are kind of hesitant about accepting the premium tax credit or the government subsidy. So you do have the option to put it all towards your premium when you enroll in the plan, utilize some of it, or I believe you can actually wait and do it on the back end.
Well, what
tax
happens
time.
is, you file your income tax for, let's say, 2025. You filed that in April of 2026. And then your income is reconciled with the application that we help you file in the marketplace. And if you should have received more help, more subsidy, then your income tax return might be higher because that's where you get that subsidy credited to you, or maybe you owe taxes, then that subsidy that you should have gotten during the year would reduce your tax obligation. So that's how your subsidy works and how the government reconciles the application that we help you with when you enroll in these plans, and to make sure that your income is in fact what you put on the application, and that way the subsidy is either credited to you or sometimes you may have to pay back. So we'll get into that.
Right. I know a lot of people who are on a plan and maybe they do receive a subsidy where they have a $0 premium. So they're not paying any monthly premium. They love their plan. It has their doctors in network. It has all the benefits that they love, but then, and they assume that that's how it's going to roll into the next year. So they'll just do auto renewals, which means you kind of just let your application sit. You don't really make any updates, look at your income, look at any things that may have changed. And plans change from year to year. And so you do risk some things by just auto renewing in your plans. So your doctors might not be in network anymore. The drug formularies change every year, or in some plans that change. So you might not have the drug coverage that you think you have. I know that they said plans that are going from $0 premiums to 50 or more, they may choose, the marketplace may choose to just not auto renew, and so then you don't even have a plan, and you think it's just always a good idea and precaution to talk to us, even if everything on your application stays the same. We just go through it, making sure we don't have any income verifications. We didn't change addresses because that's a big one. Sometimes you're outside your plan's service area, even if you move across town and you're in a different zip code. So the smallest things can change your premium tax credit or what plans you're eligible for. So it's good to not just assume an auto renewal is the best thing and to talk to us.
Yeah, and I think, Brittany, you touched on the income verification that's going to be required for everyone
Yeah.
for the new plan year, so.
That's another thing. It's gonna be important to go in and look at those applications because they are going to do income verification this year, which is, it'll be the first year for that, so it'll be interesting to see all of that.
Right. If you don't do the verification, then you could either lose your subsidy and now you've got a large premium due, or you could actually be disenrolled in your plan and then you don't have health coverage.
Yeah.
Right. So that's really important.
And I know under the new bill, they were looking to add a $5 payment on top of anybody with a $0 premium that auto renews. That is paused right now, and so I'm not sure if it'll really take effect for 2026 or what they're gonna do, but I do know that's kind of out there. If you are enrolled in a plan and you've received any notices, you have to let us know. We do our very best to, when we get you enrolled, we make sure all of, income verification, citizen verification, we do our best to make sure all those documents have been uploaded and sent into the marketplace, but it seems like it's kind of cracking down a little bit more.
Yes, so those notices are very important because we really don't know unless you tell us, okay, we received a notice from the marketplace. It says there's action required, and it'll tell you what that action is, but if you can't figure it out, that's what we're here for, and just let us help you.
We also, I think something that may be exciting for some people is that from what we understand, there should be more plans this year in the marketplace that will be HSA eligible. So we're thinking the bronze and the catastrophic plans are now going to be eligible for HSAs, which for a lot of people can be very beneficial and very useful.
And did you mention if you might qualify for a premium tax credit if you go with an HSA?
Yes,
or
so
contribute?
some things that we've been reading about are that if you are potentially going to lose your premium tax credit, that by contributing to an HSA, that does go towards your modified gross income. And so it can bring your income level down, which would then possibly make you eligible for that premium tax credit. So I think you kind of called that premium tax credit planning.
And which has always been actually, that has always been something that you can do. In fact, you can pay into your retirement accounts, qualified retirement accounts, and that's how you can bring your income down as well. And then if your income meets the threshold for being eligible for a credit, then you're going to get that subsidy, which can be very helpful. Now, everything that we just said, you definitely is, your CPA is the expert, so you absolutely would need to talk to them about the premium tax credit planning that we just talked about. But that is so important to do with your CPA or whoever does your accounting, because that can help you with those high premiums if you can qualify for a subsidy. So very important to talk to and let your CPA and accountant help you through that analysis. Right, it's very helpful. So, and it shouldn't take them long to let you know. It's not a big meeting where you think, oh, I'm going to pay my CPA, whatever they charge you. They should be able to tell you pretty quickly how you can navigate through bringing hopefully your income down. Those two ways.
And so the open enrollment period for 2026, for your 2026 coverage is November 1st through January 15th. They're not doing the extension again, right? No, this is the last year for the extension.
I was going to say, I thought January 15th is the extension.
Yeah. So this is the last year for them to extend it. It's very, very, very important, and we'll have another Brews and Benefits about ACA and marketplace plans and getting set up for enrollments and everything. But it is very important this year that you make an appointment with us, you get enrolled by the deadlines, because after January 15th, it is going to become very hard to get on a marketplace plan. And if you do get on the marketplace plan, through an income-based special enrollment period, you will not receive a premium tax credit. That means you're gonna pay 100% of what that plan costs. So it's very important that we get enrolled between that deadline, the windows, and by the deadline this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, so if you're not losing coverage, then yeah, the subsidy is probably not going to be available to you outside of the other special enrollment periods that are available to people.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a big one, actually.
Yeah.
So.
I think that wraps it up for the marketplace, but
Yeah.
I think you have some more exciting news.
Exciting news.
So there are what's called short-term medical plans that individuals will take advantage of, especially if you have a higher income and you don't qualify for the subsidy that helps pay the health insurance premium on the marketplace. And usually kind of obviously higher income earners can take advantage of these short-term medical plans. You have to be relatively healthy to get approved for them, but you can have some things going on, but that's kind of where we come in to help do that analysis. But these short-term medical plans are not qualified health plans, but they do have lower premiums, and typically before the rule that took effect last year, they were 6 month, 12 month. You could actually get what's called a tri-term, which is 3 12-month periods. But last year in September, there was an executive order by the prior administration that changed the rule to these plans only being 4 months, and then you had to alternate carriers. So after a 12-month period, then you could go back to one of the carriers that you used. They just came out, the current administration just came out and said, we are not enforcing that rule that was set last September. So now some insurance companies have already allowed individuals to do consecutive enrollment. So if you're on ABC Insurance Company for 4 months, you can enroll in ABC Insurance Company another 4 months. So not only are they allowing consecutive enrollments, they're also allowing, some insurance companies are moving forward with the longer term periods, so the 6 month, the 12 month, even the tri-term. So anyway, that new, that new rule, or the fact that they're actually not going to enforce, it gets so confusing. So that's what we are here for. But just know you have more flexibility and more access to the carriers that you would like to stay with for the short-term medical plans. And that's going to be, it is very, very helpful. And so just let us know if you are a high income earner and you've never checked out these short-term medical plans. Let us help you, talk to you about these, and see if it's maybe an option to the higher premiums through the ACA qualified health plans.
I would point out, because I don't know what everyone's definition of high income earner is. If you are somebody, subsidies are a little bit harder to get, like in the Oklahoma City area, in the Edmond area. So in kind of the city areas are harder to get the subsidies than like in the rural areas of the state. So it's not even necessarily high income, it's just you really don't qualify for any premium tax credit. And so, we always first mostly check with Marketplace to see if you qualify for a subsidy or a premium tax credit, and then if you don't, or it's very little and it doesn't really cover much of your premium, then that's when we would typically look at the short-term medical plans. So don't assume that you have to be, that it is like super high income.
That's true. Yeah. That's a very good point, because in the metro areas, the subsidies are lower. So your income, it may be you think that you should qualify, but you don't. And then the rural areas, those subsidies and income limits, for whatever reason right now, are much higher. So you don't want to assume you don't qualify for subsidies. So it's, yes, definitely let us do that analysis, and then we could go through other options depending on where you land on that. Okay, well, I think the next time we talk about the ACA marketplace plans will be at the end of October, right? And we're gonna be able to kind of review what we've gone over and then bring you more updates.
Yeah, hopefully we have more plan information coming out, go
That's
to our
true.
carrier rollouts between now and end of October. Next month, we'll be hitting on Medicare and the annual enrollment period, which is coming up, starting October 15th through December 7th. So we're really excited to help all of our Medicare individuals. Super fun. So, going to rollouts currently. Still have more to go to. Lots of fun things coming your way in 2026. And so we're excited to discuss them next month.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and can't wait to share all our information with you. So,
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, don't forget, drop them in the comments, give us a call. Just reach out to us, we're here to help you guys.
Okay, have a great weekend.
Happy Friday.
Labor Day weekend.
Let's go, football weekend.